For us, no.
I can't
We're
hear
live.
you guys.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Brian, buddy.
I have no audio. No audio.
So we can say
whatsoever
whatever
now.
we want about you and you won't hear us. You have no idea what I just
Hold
said.
on.
He has no idea.
Well, while he figures his life out, we're 2 or 3 idiots. We're idiots, so you don't have to be. We'll do the intro when he's back, maybe, potentially. We'll see. But you know what? Oh, it's been a good week. There's actually been good news out of Disney. I'm excited to talk about some of it.
There has been some good news. There's been some good news. There's been some little BS coming out like usual. And by BS, I mean not real.
Well, I want to hear your take on the BS because I heard my own spin. But my spin comes from somebody who is...
That worked.
A bit of an authority.
Do we have to stop talking about Brian now?
Yes.
I can hear you. I can hear everybody now.
It would be only good if you said something completely different. So I could.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diz Idiots, the dumbest Disney podcast in all of Disney podcasting. We are not the longest Disney podcast, despite the fact we may go on for 4 hours at times. That privilege is distinctly reserved for Mangello.
4 hours is his opening.
That's true. That's true.
I swear I've heard the man talk for 5 hours and go, okay, now we're going to start talking. Lou, what was that then?
There are parts where I think he's just doing like the bloopers after the show, only to realize, no, it's a segment of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason I had to stop listening. So, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Here.
Pretty
Doing
good.
all
We're
right.
here. Yep.
There you go.
Counting down the days.
Yeah.
Yeah, your trip's coming soon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, would you like to tell everybody where you're staying?
I'm staying at the boardwalk, down by the sun under the boardwalk. I'm staying at the boardwalk for 2 glorious nights. I went all out this way because I'm getting in. I'm only doing 2 days at Disney. So when I get in, since I'm flying in that morning, I have the option to either boat, Skyliner, or walk to Hollywood Studios.
And
And
the
that's
answer
big.
is never boat.
It's not boat. It's not going to be boat, but I have the option. I just want to have the option because we're going to do it. This is it, folks. We're just over a month away to Bruce going on Rise of the Resistance. I swear if it goes 101 when I get in line, I'm not doing it and I'm considering it cursed.
I cannot wait for that episode where it's just basically Bruce's review. What grinds his gears. The entire episode is what grinds his gears.
I'm going to have to not talk to you guys. I'm going to have to keep it under. I'm not going to be able to tell anybody my thoughts. And then this is the reveal.
What else?
Hopefully,
What else are you planning on doing? Guardians? And what else?
I'm going to hope to do Guardians on Tuesday. That's my plan, is to do Cosmic.
And then
I want
Peter
to do
Pan,
Runaway.
right?
What?
And then Peter Pan, right?
Oh, of course, Peter Pan. I want to do Runaway Railroad because I haven't done that. Ratatouille because I haven't done that. And then whatever else I happen to have kind of day 2, I want to hop over to Magic, and I want one more. I want to say goodbye to Splash.
Have you guys seen the list, the updated list for Genie Plus?
No.
They added Mickey and Minnie's, Remy's Ratatouille, Space Mountain.
So those are no longer Lightning Lane. Those are no longer Lightning Lane Plus. They're Genie Plus Lightning Lane.
Correct. So the only ones that are individual Lightning Lanes are now Guardians,
Rise.
I think that's it because they added Everest to Genie Plus too.
I was gonna say Everest. Everest was the other one, which is just very odd. But
Right.
beside the
No,
point.
they added Everest. I think the only two individual lightning lanes now are Guardians and Rise of the Resistance.
Do we think this is gonna hold? Do we think eventually they're gonna just wave the white flag and go, "We surrender"?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'll say this much. I mean, Disney is making a killing off of Rise of the Resistance and Guardians lightning lanes. They're making a killing.
Oh, they have Tron coming too, so that's going to be another one.
That's probably why. That's probably why Space Mountain is back to Genie Plus because they're probably looking at Tron to be an individual lightning lane.
Yeah, when it opens in 2042.
Look, I'm going to get a little into the podcast I listened to early today because it really did touch on a lot of things. But one of the things they said, this is Jim Hill and Len Testa. Their money is on December 1st opening for Tron.
December 1st.
December
Grand
1st.
opening?
They did not specify grand or soft, but they said December 1st is there, and that's what they're getting from their insider sources.
I could see that. I could see start teching in October, November, and rolling out in time for the holidays. I could see that. Because right after Thanksgiving, you got just a little bit of a lull, not much, but it just crowd lulls just enough before picking back up. I could see that. The only question, the only reason that is kind of like really is because that's usually the tail end of I almost called it not so, very merry, not so scary.
That would be an awesome after hours event. Very, very not so scary.
That's why you.
Dude, I'd pay money for that.
When we at Guest Relations during our first changeover, when I went to go hand somebody their very merry tickets, but I'm like, here's your very merry, not so scary tickets. I'm sorry. I got the name completely wrong. I was like, I take them and go.
That would be a really cool after hours event.
But it's really not so scary because it's very merry.
Well, I'm just thinking it'd be like a one day that's in between the transition between Halloween and Christmas, where one night only, it's the very merry, not so scary party where you have
November 1st.
Exactly. And you have the entire Magic Kingdom is overlaid to be like Jack Skellington
with the Christmas parade.
Yes.
And fireworks.
Yes.
I love it. Yes. I love it.
Yes.
Bob. Hey, Bob. Bob, I know you're listening to us, Bob. Book it.
$300 a person.
Are you kidding me? That's the child's price. It's $350 a person.
$350 a person.
Oh, we're back.
For limited time only, too, one night only, it is the Magic Band plus Mickey's Not So Scary, Very Merry Magic Band, where it's like half Halloween, half Christmas Magic Band.
It's green. It's orange and black on one side and green and red on the other.
It's reversible.
It's reversible.
DVC
AP exclusive.
Yes.
Oh, Disney, we are selling it out. This is free. You don't even have to pay us for this. We are just giving you the money.
Yeah, DVC exclusive.
Well,
these ideas print themselves.
Yes. And I'm just going to say, you know where they could spend this money? Because the three of us talked about this a little earlier. They could spend it on their website.
Yes.
And
yes.
This ties into, again, I happen to be listening to the Disney Dish podcast today. And in it, they covered the Disney website because they had a couple of listener emails about it. One was somebody at Guest Relations who said, well, that's not what they said on the website. And the cast member allegedly responded with, well, the website's wrong a lot. And I agree with that over what I have dealt with the last couple of days of booking a Disney vacation. But then, too, another person wrote in, and they kept it anonymous, though they said it was a long-time listener, that he just got a job at a Fortune 100 company. And in there, they were given a list of websites to mimic for good customer experience and websites for bad customer experience. And their example for a bad customer website was the Walt Disney World website.
You don't understand. They're running out of money. They can't possibly afford a better website. Bob only bought one yacht last year. It's a tough time.
Okay, then save money. Take away the 37 warning banners I have at the top to get to anything.
Yeah.
It's like finding my age just to get down to the header of the page.
I know.
I hate that website. I hate it with a passion. And apparently they found out that it was before you even logged into the website, like one page, they had picked up 87 cookies. And then once you log into the website, some of those cookies, like, don't work with the cookies you get when you log in, and it crashes because of that.
Oh, of course. But of course.
Yeah.
Tell me your company's too big and bloated without actually telling me.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, our website's been the same. People love our website.
No, people tolerate your website. At least your app has become slightly more tolerable.
It has.
Yeah.
This is my first time in a while playing with it, looking my reservations, everything. It really hasn't been too bad. We'll find out on that day I go to book my lightning lanes.
It only crashes every third time I open it, not every 7 time I open it.
7 a.m., Bruce. Just set your alarms. 7 a.m.
I got this. That when I'm down there on day 2, that I'm gonna have to set a wake up call for.
Yeah.
But
I have a good bad bit of Disney magic here. When you are, oftentimes, if you have experienced Disney people, you need to be added to another party or have people added to your party so you could handle stuff like book lightning lanes and Genie Plus and all that stuff. Well, did you know if any of those guests are under the age of 13, aka, the prime Disney demographic there, you have to call guest relations to do this.
No, but I know somebody who had to find that out.
And
was it Brian?
No, shockingly, the travel agent has never had to deal with this yet.
Was it me? Well, if it wasn't me or Brian, yeah, that's terrible. It's especially because it's the one, and it's also the demographic that generally has no control over their trip.
Usually now they highly recommend to have one member of the party to plan everything, because when you have this whole linking stuff up, and it can be a nightmare.
The fact that everybody has to have like their own I don't know why they can't streamline that to have, hey, I'm inputting my guests, I control it. Like you said, I control everything.
Let me make this a little bit more confusing, because this will illustrate to Brian why the one person planning it doesn't really work in this instance. So we would all be in the same party if we had our resort reservations linked to our Disney Plus account or My Disney Experience accounts. Yeah, they don't automatically link with DVC. And when we asked about it, they said, well, it could happen the week before.
Can't plan that. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we do them in the order in which you're checking in. This should not be a manual process. This should be, okay, once a week, all the reservations sitting on DVC batch over to the normal Disney reservation system. Like, I'm not even asking for automatic. These systems need to be talking constantly, because I know Disney systems historically never work well together. But they could batch information once a week.
If you get a chance, if you have to talk to them again, ask, especially if you get the resort line, ask them if they all use Lilo.
Will do.
That's my curiosity. Is there another system here? I thought they all use Lilo, even DVC, but I might be wrong. I certainly could be wrong on that.
This is historically a problem I've always had with DVC.
That's what's making me think I was wrong and that there's another system out there.
DVC reservation numbers do not correspond to Disney World reservation numbers.
Yeah, because Disney operates under the Lilo system, or
Yeah.
did.
And-
As of 2019, because when I called down there, you guys said something. My system's acting up. It said, Lilo giving you a problem, and that was his tip off of I know what I'm talking about. So watch what you say.
It's this weird thing. Like
Lilo
literally,
sucks, by the way.
I will get a new reservation number when this happens.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Is Lilo like in reference to Lilo and Stitch? Is that like the program?
All of their systems are really too themed around Disney. So like
You can tell which one Stitch runs.
Yeah. So Lilo is the reservation system.
Gotcha.
But they don't talk. ATS is the ticketing system, or was. They might have changed that too. But like the problem was at the parks, we only had access to certain things of ticketing. Well, your resort key is a different thing. We don't have access to the park tickets on your resort key. So any changes we have to make, pulled your ticket off of that, and I'd give you another ticket, which would infuriate most guests. I'm like, hey, you got to go talk to your resort. The concierge has Lilo. We don't. But like that's why the systems are. That's what Joe's is right. Historically, the systems don't get along.
And I remember before pandemic, 2017, 2018-ish time frame. We're well into Magic Bands, but we still had to go to our resort first, and check in properly.
Yeah.
Because they would not activate the charging on your band.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, the whole purpose of having this system where I shouldn't need to check in. Now, I believe that has gone by the wayside as my Disney experience has become moderately useful. I haven't had that problem, but I also haven't forgotten my pin or my finger, so.
Yes and no, from my understand. Truthfully, the system never worked the way they wanted it to with the Magic Bands. That's being honest. It never truly worked. Guest relations had more access than they let on at certain times, but they didn't use it because it messed up reservations left and and I don't just mean it messed up. It would delete entire reservations. Yeah. Park fast passes, dining, and everything. So it just became there were certain ways around it, but that was the problem. The Magic Band system never truly worked. There was always an issue. Whenever I'd go, there was always an issue with a pin, with charging. There was always an issue. We knew what was going to be. And the answer is simply go to guest relations and tell them. They never did it, but you'd have to tell them, call the resort, because the resort fixes it like that.
Right.
When you're at a park, they can't do that, but the resort can fix it from their end.
And Meg and I got into a little bit of a fight because I work in operations, so I was venting on the operational issues with this system. She thought I was venting at her. I'm like, no, I am not annoyed at you. I am annoyed at this system.
Yeah.
This is a poorly designed system for two systems that from the moment they were made, they should have known these systems needed to talk to each other.
Yeah.
There's no reason to not populate. It should be populated reservation number like you would any others and just have a code for DVC. Simple as that. I think it's because when they made the Lilo system, I don't think they thought DVC was going to be quite near what it is today. They don't think down the line. They don't think about anything. Again, people in the glass house on the top of the mountain aren't thinking about people living in the mud huts down below.
Sorry, my wife just texted me in a lovely post of the petition to replace JPEG
with
Abigail, and I'm just responding, that's a no for me.
I think it's a great idea. I think this is wonderful because I think we're going to get so many fun ideas that we just don't know about. With Clarabelle the cow is the new mascot of each park.
So it's going to be like movies. It's like Kevin Smith's World coming to life.
Exactly. It's going to be, you know what? If this, I think this should happen. You know why? Good, bad, Don't matter. Gonna be one hell of a ride.
You know what's speaking of Kevin Smith, off topic here. You know, that would be that would be his next step.
What?
Did you guys see what he just did? Bought the Atlantic Movie House in New Jersey. That is fucking awesome. Like, who else better than Kevin to buy a movie theater? Now the next thing would be next step would be Kevin be like, so I just bought a lot of land to build myself a movies theme park. Like, that would be his next thing.
Well, we're sitting here and I'm going, ooh, Clerks 4. They're running a movie theater. Sorry, they're running a movie theater.
I'm just gonna say it. Clerks 3 is making a movie.
Why not
progression?
Well, the original, he also came out and said the original script for Clerks 3 was that they were actually clerks at a movie theater. That was the original premise.
I love that idea.
For the third.
Keep it, Kevin, don't stop, baby. Keep it coming. Never go away. We love it. We love you. New Jersey's neighbor to son, baby. Never go away.
I know. I think he's gonna end up retiring. I bet you any money he'll end up moving back to Jersey and retire. And just do all of his like clerk stuff there. Because he already has he bought the he didn't buy the Quick Stop in Leonardo, but he bought the property. So the building right next to the Quick Stop is his Smod Castle Theater. He does all of his podcasting shows there, and now he has the movie theater to do everything between like showing his films.
Considering movie theaters festivals. Are a dying breed now, good for him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think that is a very smart business transaction for him to buy a movie theater.
I'm only ever in Red Bank to see theater these days. I think it's Two Rivers, but it's Two Rivers.
Well, there's Count Basie.
No, there's a theater down there, Two Rivers.
Oh,
theater.
Okay.
That's where I'm only ever down there. It's usually for Joey Connis. He usually does shows down there, but so good for Kevin.
Look, at the end of the day, two types of theaters will exist. You will have Kevin Smith buying the Atlantic, the historic vintage style theater, and you will have the event IMAX 4D motion seat smell-o-vision theaters.
Yep.
You'll probably have some of the dine-in recliner theaters, but they're going to die soon.
It was absolutely sad my last time in there. Holes in the ceiling, seats tearing. I'm like, oh, man.
Your average Regal AMC, well, come on, AMC is a meme stock for a reason.
Yeah.
They're a dying breed, and really, at their height when we were teenagers, they should have been dying then.
It's telling that Disney, whatever you want to say, Disney 20th Century decided to put Prey instead of the movie theaters onto Hulu, trying to give, and I think it's shot saying, this is the future. We want to give meaning to your membership.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were wondering why Lightyear didn't do well at the box office. It's like, well, first of all, you guys didn't really market it for the theaters. It was just like
no one.
It was like another year out before it came out. I thought it was a distant movie.
No, very few movies are really truly successes. For every Top Gun Maverick, you have 5 failures. That's because one Lightyear that people knew it's going to be on Disney Plus to call just anything. I bought the Black Phone. Have it. I've watched it 4 times already.
Is it good?
Oh, great movie. So it's a suspense thriller with horror and supernatural elements. So it's not a horror movie necessarily the way they're billing it. I loved it. I think it's fantastic, and I'll support Blumhouse till I'm blue in the face.
Is Black Phone one of the new houses?
Black Phone and Freaky.
For the Blumhouse, is
Horror
that just
Blumhouse, Black Phone and Freaky?
Is that just California or is that in Florida too?
No, it's both. That's a double coast.
Okay. So
Navy SEALs.
So it's I'm just trying to think of the houses so far they announced for Universal. So it's Blumhouse,
Horrors of Blumhouse, Halloween, Legends Collide, The Weekend.
We're already in August and we only got 4 houses.
The others are coming. They're working out the merchandise. The problem is Evil Dead was on every. Here we go again. This is Scream. every single, just like then, beginning of August, every single piece of merchandise, every single standee, the ads all had Scream on it. They all have Evil Dead on it. They can't use any of them. It's too late in the game. That's why the leaked shirt with the other 5 names on them that are almost guaranteed. In fact, we talked about the leaked map. Brian, me and you, we were talking about the leaked map. Coven Witches is 100% the scare zone in front of Fast and Furious with what they're putting up, I'm thinking that's the Coven house.
Okay.
I'm thinking the map's wrong. Coven Witches is going to exit into that scare zone.
See, that's what I'm saying. Looking at that concept map, I'm like, the layout just didn't make sense. They would have
the layouts often don't. 2018. One of the parade buildings was supposedly Oz, which ended up being Scary Tales. Every map it was in the same location. It was in a soundstage. Yeah, the locations tend to be mostly right. I know Descendants of Destruction and Bug are 100% correct. Legends Collide is I think a lot of them are correct where they are, except for the sound stages. I think those are a little wonky. I truthfully believe Halloween's front and center.
I could believe that.
I don't think it's an original. I shouldn't say that. Evil Dead was definitely in that front slot. In the front of the park. But because Evil Dead's gone.
Why did they pull Evil Dead? Was it?
No one knows yet. It's like last year. They were building Creep Show and had to pull it, so they put in Case Files.
We'll find out in due time. Maybe
we're going to find out. Merchandise is coming out. Merchandise is online, slowly leaking out. And the traditional Halloween seems to be the overall theme of the year, featuring Little Boo. And if you don't know who Little Boo is everybody's favorite little pumpkin mascot. A 2017, I don't know if it was at Trick or Treat then, the Scare Zone. Doesn't matter. It's one of the scares in Central Park. They had pumpkins in the trees. Little Boo was a little pumpkin they featured. So Little Boo's on a lot of the merchandise they're selling. The tagline, it took me a minute, but I love it. Every day is Halloween is kind of the tagline for the year. Took me a minute. What day is Halloween?
Halloween. October.
What day is Halloween?
October 31st.
What year is it? HHN 31. Took me a minute. I was like, oh! And the logo for the shirt, every day's Halloween. I'm like, they're just pictures in a 3 and a 1. I'm like, I didn't realize that they're selling an ornament and I was like, I'm so stupid. It was right there the whole time. I like it.
That's clever. That's simple marketing. It's very simple marketing for 31 years.
What?
31 years of Halloween.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. The merchandise is coming out. We're going to get the house shirt. It's just they're working, just like at 25. They're working on it. I'm thinking, if not this week, 100% next week. But to be fair, getting late announcements is nothing new to Horror Nights. It's happened before.
True.
It's just the event's earlier than ever. So,
when does Horror Nights start again?
September 2nd. But the only things unannounced at this point are originals. And that's not stuff that people are going to come to Horror Nights.
Regardless,
trips. It doesn't really matter that if they don't have a marquee, and you don't need a Stranger Things. You don't need to. You have Halloween. That's good enough. You don't need to have this. It's our marquee. Come see Jaws.
Right.
Well, I would just like to remind you, we are less than 72 hours from the first Not So Scary party.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Crazy.
Friday.
That's crazy. That Friday is the first official Mickey's
Enjoy
Halloween.
your bag of melted candy.
The fact that there's 2.5 months of Not So Scary is frightening.
That
is the real Horror Nights.
Yes, it is.
Would you calm down?
Keep in mind, we're like a couple weeks in to Food and Wine.
I know.
And when I go in November, it'll still be Food and Wine.
I'm sorry, Food and Wine goes on too long. It is one of the biggest ripoffs they pull. Food and Wine. I hate Food and Wine. I don't know why people make a big deal out of it. I think Food and Wine, personally, is just the biggest ripoff.
it was cool in the beginning, but now it is just, oh yes, $9 for this hot plate kept piece of fish.
Here's $9 for a little shot of gazpacho. There's too many booze. It's too expensive. If they had a system, pay this, eat that, I'd be fine with it. I just personally, I'd rather go to the beer garden, eat my lunch if it's reopened. Yeah, I'm assuming it has.
Beer garden, I think, has been reopened for a while.
Oh, thank God, because I'm planning on trying to eat there.
No,
I like the beer garden. What can I say?
Food and Wine, I think, would have been good with minor expansion on this. It is mainly just all the restaurants in Epcot of each country just doing little tapas and tasting-sized drinks for sale outside, but related to the country you are in.
Yeah. There's too many booths, and the booths is like, come on. Like you said,
it gets overwhelming, and it's more, I feel like lately it's just an excuse for people to drink around the world.
And the lines, I'm not waiting 20 minutes per booth to try whatever lame thing you're trying to sell me that's not going to be worth it. No thanks. I'll wait for my adult slushie over there like a normal human being. Thank you.
I am going to add a bit of privilege complaining here. Going up to these lovely booths and trying to buy my $9 food. Now, granted, this was during Flower and Garden Food and Wine. It's the same damn thing. And I go, okay. And I go, DVC annual pass discount? No, we don't do discounts. We're a third party.
That's not privilege.
$9 for this thing.
That's not privilege. Welcome home. Like, come on. That's not privilege at all. I agree. There should be some privilege. There should be some perk of being in DVC annual pass when it comes to Food and Wine. Absolutely.
I would almost rather buy a coupon book and just have coupons.
A coupon book, something that anything of like, hey, pay this much, go to the booth all day, food and drink.
Well, not even that. Like, have Disney sell you coupons up front, like most festivals in the world. I can't believe I'm.
Dozer,
Dozer,
are you there?
I'm here.
Gosh. Okay,
I'm here.
We all froze. It was like, whoa.
That is a great picture of Dozer, though. Let me just say that is a great photo of Dozer. Somebody needs to screenshot that. Oh my!
Simply the best.
That is a great photo of Steve.
The best part is we can hear can't hear him, but he can hear us. We can say whatever we want. Now that our host is frozen.
Speaking of ripoffs, Magic Band Plus.
What about it? I don't know much about the system.
Okay, so I'm still on the fence, frankly. It's a cool concept. Oh, it said his internet went down.
Yeah. Well, we're still live.
We're still live. We'll do it live. So Magic Band Plus is the Magic Bands, but more, because everything has a plus on it.
But more.
You want to hear what the more does? You ready for this?
Yes.
It syncs to the Harmonious Fireworks, just Harmonious, because apparently the Happily Ever After show doesn't work. It was supposed to, but doesn't work. So it's just Harmonious, and the 50 golden statues communicate with you. Like, you wave in front of them, and they make sounds and noises. And
I forgot there's golden statues.
Yeah, the golden statues are cool. Those are cool.
I just forgot that there's still the 50th going on.
Yeah.
They're fun to find.
You'll be down there because it goes till March. Yeah, March. So it's still going on. But the Magic Band Plus is have you seen these things?
I've seen them, and I wasn't excited about them until I began seeing that, you have that bounty hunter experience in Batu.
That's the selling point. That's the part that sold me.
Honestly, every park needs their Sorcerers in the Magic Kingdom style thing, because from the reports I've heard, that thing ate capacity like nobody's business.
Do you think $50 is a fair price for a Magic Band?
No.
That's what they're charging these.
Yeah,
Magic
I don't
Bands.
think the $25 they charge for normal ones is fair either. So.
But I do believe APs get a 25% off discount on the new Magic Band Pluses. Just APs. Maybe DVCs. I know APs though get it.
I got the AP, so I don't care. That works for me. Here's my thing with it. If they have fixed the main problem I had from the original Magic Band, they're golden. They have batteries in them. They die after like 2 years. If the Magic Band Plus batteries can be changed, or Disney will in some way give you a discount for swapping out the little part that does the magic.
No, they don't do that because it comes with here's just like iPods and iPhones say. Do you guys know whenever you buy a new phone, they give you the charger but not the outlet to plug it into?
Yes.
So Disney sells the charge. So these come with USB chargers because they have the Magic Plus with the lighting, all that shit. But they also sell the chargers by themselves at the gift shops, and they sell them for like $15
for
a cord.
Does it come with the cord?
It comes
with the cord. You buy the brick.
Yeah, it comes with the cord and the docking port. But the thing is, because kids tend to lose this stuff, you could buy a second cord, but it's like I think it's like it might be $12, $15, something like that. Charger.
I hate that. That's the cost of technology.
How much is it? 50 or 59?
It's 50 for the basic colors, but if you want to get like a special edition, it's 60.
Okay, yeah, okay. Nope. I know how they got the pricing. Figured that out easily. Power Bar Virginia Steels. That's how much the interactive wands cost.
Oh.
As you guys are talking, I'm like, that's what I'm Googling here. I'm like, how much are the interactive wands? $59.
Okay.
And I haven't heard about the Batu experience. What was it, the Pirate Adventure they used to have? In Adventure, I love that. That was so much fun. Honestly, is that still around? I could spend half a day just.
I think Pirate Adventure is, but Sorcerers is gone.
Yeah, the Sorcerers.
I don't need Sorcerers. Pirates Adventure specifically. Me and my friends just have so much fun. Especially if they had kids come along, so much fun doing that. So if this is like that, I could see, if for the average guest, probably they would buy it because it's a once in a lifetime. It's fun to do. Like you said, if it's eating up line, that's excellent.
I will say this: watching vloggers doing the bounty hunter thing, it's from what my wife described. Watching, she's like, "Oh my god, Brian, this is Pokemon Go for Disney." Like it's
what
literally. What
exactly do you do?
So it's through the Disney Play app that you have to download the Disney Play app.
Oh god, it is going to be Pokemon Go.
Another piece of shit app they have.
And you basically link up your Magic Band Plus when you're in Batu, and it'll send you it's this like bounty hunter mission. It'll go through and it'll say like, oh, find these people. So you're going around using your quote unquote scanner by going up to different doors in Batu and just using your phone and just like pressing a button and it's scanning the door and it's like, oh, I found the bounty. So you press the button, you go to this other place in Batu somewhere that's quote unquote hidden, and you put your handprint or your Magic Band through this little sensor, and it's like, oh, here are your credits, and it transfers your credits onto your phone, and you go back and collect more points and more bounties. That's all it is. That's what I'm saying. For $50, you get to play.
That's why. That's kind of what really I liked about the Pirates is that it wasn't this. For $59, I guess some people. I shouldn't knock it. I shouldn't yuck somebody else's yum. It just. Right. I'm like. Again, the same way I think the wand stuff at Universal is ridiculous. $59 so I can stand in front of something and I come up, I go down. But then again, as I'm saying that, I love the Pirates and I'm saying I could do that all day.
Well, plus Batu, much like Harry Potter, there are people that will go to Universal, and there are people that will go to that Hollywood studios and never leave that area.
Right.
Mhm.
It's just for the like people that are just there for
Hmm.
like here's the thing, like if I did the Galactic Star Cruiser and wanted to be fully immersed in like a Star Wars vacation, then yeah, I would actually do the Magic Band Plus. I would do the Bounty Hunter thing just so it would be one more extra activity that I can do while I'm on Batu. Because I'm only there for 2 days and all I'm doing is just Star Wars. So yeah, I'd do it for that. But if I'm just going down for vacation and like I would spend the $50 elsewhere, whether that would be on a nice dinner and a few alcoholic beverages or a few.
But that's us.
Where are you
I think
eating
most
getting
of their-
alcoholic beverages for $50?
I said a few.
I'm honestly, I'm more thinking about the average guest. This is our first time down. I can
Right.
see that, like I said, they buy these. People go to Ollivanders and buy these wands like they're hotcakes. I could see people wanting to do this. It's an experience. They want to experience everything. So I could see a lot of people who go all the time going,
So you lost me when you told me I need to pull out my fucking phone.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I thought it was all, and that's what doesn't make sense. I thought it was all about this. The moment you have to use this, then what the heck do I need to buy this for? Why don't I just have to do this?
because the Magic Band Plus is the interactive part. That's the thing. You have to. It's 1-in-1. Like the phone is there to be like the tracker, but like you have to.
They could again.
I know.
Again,
And here's the
you
thing.
can't tell me they can't figure out a way to make that work.
Note to self: you can get into the parks without a Magic Band. All you have to do is scan your phone. I've done it. It works. You don't need a Magic Band.
From my experience,
Oh, I
Brian,
didn't think about that.
You-
Do I need
yeah.
a Magic Band?
As long as you have your My Disney Experience account up, especially with your Apple Wallet, all you have to do is scan your phone up to the kiosk with your finger. You're good to go.
Okay, that's what I was planning on doing because
And-
I don't
don't-
have one.
You
I
don't need
don't-
a mag. You don't.
I
Need a
don't know
Magic
where my
Band.
Magic Bands are.
You don't need a Magic Band as
Oh,
long as you have your
The
ticket.
last time I went was 2019.
Yeah,
I have a wonderful chain of like 37 Magic Bands.
I mean, Magic Bands are convenient to have. You don't have to carry.
I wouldn't do a trip without a Magic Band, but also as DVCAP, I could buy one a year and be good and get multiple trips out of it. And
Right.
I'm there for 2 days. That's
yeah,
kind of
you're not use your phone. And this is a further pro tip. You have kids, especially kids that aren't of the age to tap yet. The phone is your friend because you can go, boop, me, boop, Bella, boop. Bella's like sequentially just have all the tickets right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do them all from one phone. Instead
Perfect.
of going, here's this Magic Band, here's this one, here's this one.
Yeah, I never thought twice about not using my phone because that's why I've been doing at shows. Just, here you go, scan again, scan that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I was always like going down. It was always about Magic Bands and like how you can only get in with a Magic Band and all this stuff. And then recently with the art, with this was, I mean, this chain, this whole phone thing happened within the past like
COVID.
year. Yeah, it was during COVID.
Discontinuing of the free Magic Bands in COVID.
I was gonna say, discontinuing the free Magic Bands was the end of it.
Yeah,
They can't tell you that's the only way to get in. You have to purchase it. I purchased my ticket. It has to be able to work somehow.
yeah.
And they didn't, and because of COVID, they didn't necessarily want everybody checking in at the hotel all at the same time
Right.
to get their room keys.
Right. So
Which, if you get a room key, also still will work as your ticket if they're linked.
It's going. That's how I probably plan to do it as my room key but actually no, I can't because I can't check in till 4:00.
No, you can check.
you can mobily check in.
I plan on checking in, going up and be going, hi, here's my luggage. Take this, please.
Yeah,
Hold this, I'll be back. They
Which-
still do that, I assume.
they,
I do it at Universal. I'm like, they do that at Disney, I assume.
Oh, yes.
Again, it's been a while.
However, I will say this: when we stayed at Coronado, it was a third party.
Oh, they're all third parties.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I remember years ago when, and WDW Today was still the original WDW Today people. And they were talking about this. And you know what resort? What resort was the first one to get third-party luggage handling? Third-party bell services.
First resort to have
First resort that they go, yeah, they don't need the best experience.
All Stars.
No.
I would say, for some reason, I want to say Port Orleans.
Nope. Grand fucking Floridian.
I knew it was going to be Grand.
Whoa.
Why? But I think part of this, and this is my bemoaning of the third party. What do the third parties expect that Disney employees rarely, if ever, expected?
Tip.
They expect a tip, and most people that go to Disney aren't people that utilize bell services on any sort of regularity, except at Disney, so they don't even think that maybe I should have a $5 or a $20 for these guys. And you know, it was pained me the day I was told I couldn't valet park, that I was going to have to tip that guy too after the $45 or whatever it would have been for the valet parking. I don't mind tipping, but you know what? At Disney, where the prices are so outrageous for services that are not limited, it's not like valet parking in the city where they have a lot for 10 cars.
Right.
This is valet parking in a place where they can make the parking lot as big as they want it to be. So that's my thing. They're not bad. I haven't had a bad experience since they've gone to the third parties.
Yeah, it's basically just watch my luggage. I'll pick it. You know, give me a ticket. I'll pick it up when I get back.
Yeah,
I'm not overly concerned.
Here's the thing, and again, it's probably because of that tip-seeking mentality they now have. Picking it up more or less means they're going to bring it to you. Like, you don't just show up and go, can I have my luggage? No, they're like, yeah, just call us. We'll bring it up. You'll go, walk. There's nobody there. You got to call.
I'm totally fine with that.
Oh, yeah. Especially when Meg and I had, I think, like 45 bags the last trip coming home.
Yeah, it's me. I'm going to have my backpack in the bag. By the point I get there, I'm gonna have the backpack will just have whatever. If it's either gonna be in the luggage, most likely. I don't need that. I don't need you right now. You live here.
And the only thing that has annoyed me is I have no problem carrying my luggage out. There are no luggage carts to be found if you don't call Bell Services.
Yeah.
At least at Boardwalk. At Vero Beach they were everywhere. But Vero Beach didn't have Bell Services. For oddly in-depth thing on Bell Services.
And our viewers are like, Bell Services, really? Okay.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of random shit I could talk about with Disney. And again, I just want to highly recommend the Disney Dish podcast. Because Jim Hill is an amazing treasure of Disney knowledge.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Especially when he begins dropping, and my friend Josh Gad sent me this information.
Yeah, I always wanted to know, like, how does he get his sources? Like, that guy knows, like, he has connections.
Jim Hill Media? You're kidding, right?
He started writing the books.
Yeah.
And he built connections through each book he wrote, and now he just knows everybody.
That's it, Jim Hill Media. That's why the man is about the man as the man gets. He's the Jay Glazer of Disney, and if you know what I mean, if you get that reference, then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, Jay Glazer with football, he knows everybody.
Yeah. But he's like, we wanted to have Josh Gad on the show because they were talking about the Frozen ride, the conversion from Maelstrom to Frozen, which Josh Gad was against.
Really?
Of course.
Initially.
Well,
Maelstrom was
actually,
his favorite ride.
Mm-hmm.
that's actually there's a lot of people. I remember there was a year. It was actually Maelstrom's final year before they closed it for Frozen. We were down there. I think it was like 9-10 years ago. It was one of our anniversaries, like first or second wedding anniversary, and we were there at Epcot, and it was like, I mean, you want to talk about like the Maelstrom was closing. They had the Fife and Drum Corps at American Pavilion. They were performing. That was their final performance. Off Kilter was performing. Like it was like the send off of Epcot. Like everything that year we were there, everything was closing. And I remember people just like talking to like guests at Epcot. People were just like, "This is horse shit. All this is like, these are the greatest things that are leaving us." Like all like, and even this one guy was like cheering on the Fife and Drum Corps at American Pavilion. He's like, "These guys are leaving," and they're like, And Maelstrom had like a 3-hour wait to ride. It was
that's always how it is. I was there the closing day of Jaws, and Jaws. You've never seen a wait like that for Jaws in your life. They also raised the water levels to levels like I've never gotten so soaked on Jaws my entire life that day, and that was just sitting in the boat moving. That wasn't anything coming out of the water. I swear to God, they were going to swamp the boats. That was the goal. But on the last day of anything, like you don't want to be there the last day because everyone and their brother wants to be there and say I was there I was on the last ride.
Right.
My absolute favorite last ride story is for one of my favorite rides, Stupid Judy, Stupid Energy, where the ride allegedly broke down on its last ride.
Oh, how convenient. I mean, how disappointing.
And everybody just got to walk around and take videos and photos. It broke down.
That's
to be
awesome.
fair, the ride moved so slow you wouldn't know if it was working or broken down.
That's true. Yeah, that would be really cool, though.
Would it?
I think so.
Would it? It was dark in there for a reason.
True.
A lot of dead space.
Much more dead space than a Great Movie Ride. That was
a lot more dead. That's the thing. You don't really think, if you really think about it, look back at footage, there's a lot of wasted space in there.
I would have loved to been part of that dinner thing that they had for the Great
That's worth doing. The Great Movie Ride, there was stuff to see and walk around in. That's worth. We broke down. Hell yeah!
I just want to point out that for years, if you went on the Disney wedding website, the Great Movie Ride was listed as a wedding venue.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like sitting there and I'm like trying to price it out. I'm like, what could we do to have our wedding in the Great Movie Ride? I couldn't afford it.
See, that's like the quote from Mallrats about getting married at the Jaws attraction. It's like, for me, if it was a Great Movie Ride, it would be in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It would be in the temple scene.
As long as you or the bride make your appearance through the "Here I am." No, the priest comes out that way.
That, or even the Wizard of Oz, that whole final sequence.
Are you kidding me? It's an audience plan. If anybody has any objections, they run up and they have to be flipped that way and the skeleton appears.
Yeah.
It's right there, guys. It's right there in black and white. I'm there all night. Try the veal.
Any objections? Well, come up here.
Any objections? Audience plan. Someone has to object and run up.
Stop
speaking.
Unbelievable.
And they need to whoosh. Well,
stop, unbeliever. Disturb the treasure of the gods.
Which, Bruce, are you afraid of spoilers for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway?
No. It's Mickey and
Okay.
Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Because I just want to point out, they finally got the tornado scene in the right spot.
I know they did.
I heard
yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
did hear that. I did hear that. Like they changed. They said we're just gonna leave the wind tunnel. We're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave this here.
Now, I don't want to spoil that ride too much, Bruce, because you're gonna be on it. But in that one scene, if you look,
You're not spoiling it. It's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, for Christ's sake.
okay,
It's cooler than you think it is.
yeah. So in the tornado scene, if you look closely, I believe it's either on the mailbox or there's a bone with a note for Pluto. It says "No place like home."
Huh.
So there's little.
Yeah. They like
Or,
to do that.
Or even there's another room where they're in a carnival, and there's a poster.
So we need to stop here a second. Who do you think you're talking to? I've watched on-ride footage of this multiple times. I Rise of the Resistance, I've held off. Cosmic, it's a roller coaster, can't do much. Come on. I know the carnival scene. I know the tornado scene. I know the octopus is there, and it's not really that bad. I got this. It's good. Just talk. No spoilers.
I thought there was the great. What was it's a homage to the Great Moving. It's called the Great Moving Ride, and it's like a escalator steps. And
when do we get to the ride? This is the ride! Yay! Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Oh, on her second time on it, Bella was so afraid of going in the Bluetooth screen. Apparently, Bruce's doppelganger scared her.
Oh, I hope he gets his doppelganger. That would be awesome.
You do realize I'm gonna stare. If my doppelganger is there, there's gonna be a picture to stare down.
I was gonna say,
nope. Someone film us. Why? This is it. I'm gonna look at him and go, we have one shot at this. We are gonna mind meld. We're doing the gag.
The only thing that'll be better.
if there was a third one for Spider-Man.
No! Bruce doesn't run into him on Runaway Railway. But he walks over to the Twilight Zone.
That would be cool.
That would be excellent.
Because that guy also, I haven't seen him there. He is not the guy that can sit there and not smile. Like, he was that I'm just happy to be working for Disney type of guy.
I'll break him.
Oh, it's been another, 4 or 5 months? I think he's broken by this point. But, did you guys hear? More characters are returning to the parks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Merida, Peter Pan, other people. Yay! Ohana's coming back as a character meal.
Yay!
Crystal Palace.
I like Crystal Palace.
They have a really good brunch.
I don't care about the characters. I just like the food at Crystal Palace.
Their brunch is really good at Crystal Palace.
They're all the same.
That's good.
It's really good.
Breakfast is the most boring meal of the day. Everyone at Disney is the same.
Oh, I'm just talking about. Okay. I'm sorry. What can you differ for breakfast? It's breakfast. Leave breakfast alone. You leave breakfast alone, guys. This guy hates breakfast.
I know.
You know where it's not the same?
Breakfast hater. Breakfast hater.
Animal Kingdom Lodge. There, it's not the same there because their quick serve breakfast likes to stick random stuff in there, not gonna be my biscuits and gravy.
Hey, you have Tonga toast at the Polynesian. What up now? You can't get that anywhere else.
No, I know what he's saying. The buffets,
yeah.
Other than the breakfast pizza at Chef Mickey, it's pretty much
the same.
Here's
It's
your
breakfast.
powdered eggs. Here's your plate of overcooked bacon. Here's your
There's not
sausage.
much you could do different for breakfast, but I like the dinner at
Yeah.
Crystal Palace. And I'll say this: the breakfast at Garden Grill, I hear, is supposed to be pretty banging too.
I've heard that.
I did not have the breakfast at Garden Grill, but I had the lunch, and
My family had
Garden
the
Grill
lunch.
is
It was
one of my
awesome.
top favorite restaurants currently. I got seconds on the salad.
Somewhere up there, John Panette's looking at you and just shame. He's looking down and just shame.
I got thirds on the steak, okay?
Okay, you made up for it.
But I'm doing one meal a day in Disney, man. I had to make a comment. I needed some greenery in my life.
I get that.
And to say, my greenery came from the ride below me. is even cooler.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's why there's so much lettuce growing on that railway.
Yeah, and I also hear the rumors are back again. Is Aerosmith leaving Rock and Roller Coaster? Again, there things have been there's contracts out there. It sounds like they're getting ready to remove Aerosmith from Rock and Roller Coaster. One easiest remove in the history of removes, if it does happen.
Okay.
And two, I mean, I'm okay with this because, I mean, I like
Are they
Aerosmith.
relevant?
That's my issue. I don't think they're relevant.
But here's the problem. Who do you replace them with? I have two options. I don't like either.
I have the perfect transition. And it's a safety net because you don't have to even do Marvel, but just make it Rock and Roller Coaster featuring AC/DC. Problem solved.
No.
AC/DC greatest hits. You don't need Iron Man. You can just have the music from Iron Man, and that's it. We're good.
Yeah, but Disney won't do any songs that involve the word hell. That takes out half the AC/DC catalog.
It wouldn't have to be Highway to Hell. You can do Shook Me All Night Long.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Really? Really?
Thunderstruck.
No. Here's the problem. You're not looking at this like this. You know who it's going to be.
Jonas Brothers.
No. Imagine Dragons or some BS alternative band.
No, here, it's going to be Disney doing the Rip Ride Rocket concept where you get to choose the song you want to listen to.
The easiest thing is they're going to do something they own.
Oh, yeah.
DeCapella.
Honestly, it's probably not even going to be Rock and Roller Coaster. I could honestly foresee this be the Monsters Inc. thing that they've been talking about.
I think the easiest thing to do is to leave it exactly the way it is. Maybe change some of the interior. This way you leave the guitar, you leave the outside, it's Disney records, you change a little bit, and you slap some Disney stuff in there. Fab Five, take your pick. You could do the Muppets, there's all sorts of things you could put in there. It's whatever they do, it's going to be something they own.
This sounds cheesy, but who sings that song Rockin' in the Mouse's House? Isn't that Brian Setzer?
I don't think it'd be Brian Setzer. Because I think if they had a good relationship with Brian Setzer, House and Mouse would be on Disney Plus.
However, did you guys see what they did over the holiday season? This was actually pretty smart. And I wish I went down there for this. Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith actually was, for the holiday overlay, Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They actually used TSO for the whole ride for Rock and Roller Coaster with the music, like Christmas music.
Yeah, I like TSO.
I like TSO. I think that's a great idea.
They just play something that's not the stupid Carol of the Damn Bells. Any other song, pick one. Anyone, I don't care. I cannot stand Carol of the Bells. That's the only TSO song anyone plays. It makes me actually want to jump off of a roof.
What about Wizards
Not a
of
tall
Winter?
roof.
What about Wizards of Winter?
The original. They're there.
Yeah.
76 or whatever it is. The original. Because that song ain't even a TSO song. It's a sabotage song. Who is the original band behind TSO?
Actually, you guys are onto something. Why not just do a House of Mouse thing? Because you can easily do a Christmas overlay. You can do a Halloween overlay. You can easily I'm just saying, whatever they do, I think it's going to be something they own and control.
Right.
Here's what I would say. They would keep it mostly the same. But you could take some of the cardboard props they have in there. Make them screens. Create projectors. And then you have it change based off of whatever song you get. You get on this car. One car's the Muppets. One car is the House of Mouse. One car is Chip and Dale.
And the screen lighting, like, and the screens would be synced up to the song.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad idea, but now that I'm thinking about it, no, none of this would work. Height requirement.
They don't want to make a Fab 5 attraction back.
That's the thing. I think that kills it. As I said, as I'm saying this, I'm looking through. I'm like, it can't be any of this. Height requirement exists. Darn, it's got to be something.
It could be Muppets.
I could see the Electric Mayhem.
There's also a reason I say that. There's a group that thinks if they decided to expand Galaxy's Edge, that would be the next in line to go.
Yeah.
And I could realistically see them building a proper Muppet theater somewhere else. You could also then easily put the Electric Mayhem in there. But again, that's even Muppets is something you could easily make a deal with because a long-term deal. But I just think whatever they do, that's why I keep saying I just think it's gonna be something they own and control. I think they're done playing this,
contract.
They're playing this contract. I think the current things, it's going to be something IP. It just, again, I'm thinking Chapek. I'm thinking it's going to be something that you can keep everything the same except for minor changes. I like Dozer's idea of each car being something different. I like that.
Here's a crazy idea: the Mickey Mouse Club from the '90s, and have music by like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears because they're all part of the Mickey Mouse Club.
It works, but I don't think you're going to have the money, and I don't think you're going to have Mickey. I think having Mickey makes it a height requirement issue.
You don't have to advertise it. It's just one of the songs. One of the cars. Justin and Brittany. That's how you plug it. And you have it end with the Mickey Mouse Club theme.
I'm thinking booking outside. You have to call the attraction something unless you literally just say Rock and Roller Coaster, drop any all the theming, which is a possibility, which is probably what they're going to go with because it's the cheapest.
Right.
You just have a generic studio and they'll play random generic music.
You could still keep the G-Force records. Like you could still have the whole layout. It would just get rid of Aerosmith altogether. It could still be the recording studio. It could still be the record label. Maybe change the interior facade. Just
change the pre-show video. You just change the videos.
Yeah.
Change the video. Make it the Mayhem.
I like the Mayhem idea.
I love the Electric Mayhem idea. I love that as an idea.
Yeah, you can play around with it. You can have it with, who's going to drive? Animal jumps in the driver's seat.
And then during the ride you hear, moving right along.
You could do also any of the Muppets catalog would work.
Yeah, the whole catalog.
Really, it could be any rock song sung by the Muppets cast.
Come on. Who does not want to hear the Muppets doing Bohemian Rhapsody on that ride?
Or what was the one sung by Weezer that they had the Muppets in the music video?
Wasn't that Beans, was it? No, that was the weird T-shirt. I know which one you're talking about.
Wasn't it Gone Fishing? Wasn't it Gone Fishing?
Weezer had so many weird videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's just easy enough to do. And Scooter's your manager. That's another easy thing to have, or just some random.
Oh my God! Yeah, this whole thing can write itself.
So you tie it in with that, but you know who you have to? You have Electric Mayhem, and if you feel like you need a little something extra, the Electric Mayhem with Tenacious D. You break it with Jack Black being kidnapped.
I like it.
And on top of that, every scene, come on, guys, wait up! You have Sweetums running behind them.
Yeah.
Or the whole, you can even have pipe Sweetums in at some point, and again, put a stead. You take your scenery, add Muppets, a couple Muppets to it, have Sweetums steady. Guys, I'm over here!
You know, this could also even work with the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror issue, too. Because if they're talking about that being the Twilight Zone and not actually licensed by Disney, but still want to keep the Tower of Terror in the hotel, they could kind of make that whole area new Muppets land. They could
and
do
have
something.
from Great Muppet Caper, the Happiness Hotel.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to get rid of. I don't think they're going to get rid of Twilight Zone yet, though.
Even though it's owned by CBS, Paramount, and it's a that
Unless that comes into play, we don't know what contracts they have written because it's hard to say.
Think how ironclad some of these contracts are. As I point to Marvel.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what's going to be coming out of D23.
Because remember, the new Twilight Zone had nothing to do. And there's no other than having some props and the name, there's nothing else to do with Twilight Zone. It doesn't behoove them to say make them change it. Again, power. Disney holds more cards here.
Yeah.
If anything, it's publicity for Twilight Zone more than it is anything else. And let's just take a moment here. We can say Twilight Zone all we want. You could go to any person on the street, say Twilight Zone. They're going to think of either Tower of Terror or the old Rod Sterling show.
Right.
No one is thinking about the Forrest Whitaker reboot. No one's thinking about any. There are like 12 reboots of the Twilight Zone. None are memorable.
Until Jordan Peele's that just came out the past couple.
Are they though?
I've heard nobody talk about it outside of this show.
I mean,
there's only one reason I know anybody talks about anyone's mentioned it to me, and because there's a Nightmare episode for me, literally written about me. It's called 8. An octopus takes over the world.
Oh, that must be the second. I haven't seen the second
season.
Yeah.
It's an episode called 8. Basically, an octopus starts killing humans and develops a way for them to take over the world. Literally from my nightmares. I've never seen it, obviously. But no, most people are not talking about Jordan Peele's not known for the Twilight Zone. He's known for Get Out, Us, and Nope. And, well, the stuff he used to do, which they don't talk about anymore because they don't talk, rumor has it, but whatever. I digress.
Really?
Key and Peele don't talk anymore. That's a rumor I've read on the internet, so take it with a grain of salt. But he's wanted to separate from that with his current stuff he's doing. I digress on that, but no, Dozer's right. Most people they're going to think of the Rod Sterling show, and since Rod Sterling is literally in the video.
The real question would be, we got to find some Gen Z here. Ask what they think about this. We are old.
But I think this has transcended beyond it. No one calls it the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. They just call it Tower of Terror.
Right.
So if someone wants to play ball, fine. Whoop! I don't think you change anything other than the fact that it says Twilight Zone to remove the props and new video.
Well, some people just call it Todd.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. So few actually equate with with Twilight Zone. And remember, there's a movie coming, so that might be the end game.
Of what, Tower of Terror? I thought they canned that.
I don't know.
The one with Scarlett Johansson?
Last I heard, they didn't. But,
see, I thought they canceled it because of all that went down with Scarlett Johansson.
Just the opposite. No, she's at the very end when it all was settled. She's still excited to work with Tower of Terror. But that's what I mean. You could easily and also we have precedent with the movie.
Speaking of movies,
nobody talks about Gutenberg like that.
Movie, by the way. I say what you will about Tower of Terror on the Disney Channel. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I have it on DVD. I bought it on Amazon.
Movie.
I bought it
on Amazon and not on the ride.
I bought the movie on Amazon for $5. I mean, I couldn't pass that up. And I'm surprised that Disney Plus doesn't even have it on their library.
That's how much I bought Candyman for, so everybody wins.
But anyway, speaking of movies, have you guys heard who's playing Madame Leota in the upcoming Haunted Mansion film?
Who?
Take a wild guess. You will never know. When I saw the casting, I'm like,
Angela
really?
Lansbury.
Wrong.
Taika Waititi.
Wrong. Any other guesses?
Kirsten Dunst.
No.
I'm gonna. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna start naming dead people at this point. So you better just tell me, or we're gonna start getting a whole list. Madeline Kahn,
Trish Stratus.
Jamie Lee Curtis will be playing Madame Leota in the upcoming Haunted Mansion film.
Ugh. Ugh. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. Lord knows I do. Lord knows I do. But ugh.
I don't know how they're going to pull this off.
If anyone's gonna, Jamie Lee can do it.
Exactly.
That just says to me. I will say this though. That just says to me. Ugh.
I mean, the cast that they have for this film, Owen Wilson is playing a priest, as if like he is an exorcist. It's type character, and Tiffany Haddish is the lead character in this movie.
Who?
It's Tiffany Haddish from. She's from, I think, Blackish.
Yeah, Black comedian.
Oh,
I know.
okay. I know who she is then.
She's funny. She's very funny. But the premise of this movie is that she is a recent widow who her and her son end up finding a house in New Orleans next to nothing because it is an abandoned mansion. And it turns out they got more than they bargained for. That's the premise of this film. And all I could say is, my God, this sounds eerily close to Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion.
Stop! No, it's not. Stop! It's going to be better. You had me at Danny DeVito.
Oh, I forgot he was in this. Yeah, Danny DeVito.
We've said enough. Oh, you lost me at Jared Leto.
That's right. Jared Leto's the Hatbox
I'm like
Ghost.
Rosario Dawson. I'm with you. Really? Ugh, I can't.
It's an up and down.
Please, Jared Leto, go away. I don't
Is
know what.
DeVito the ghost host?
No, I think DeVito.
Le Professor?
Yeah, he's some scientist or something like that.
And Marianne.
A college history professor.
Yeah.
So here's what I want. If I were to make a Haunted Mansion show, I would make about 5 BBC Sherlock-length episodes of the show. So 5 mini movies, all about 5 different haunted houses that are each of the Haunted Mansions.
Okay.
Give me that episode in New Orleans. Give me that American Revolutionary one in Magic Kingdom. Give me Phantom Manor. Give me Mystic Manor.
Paging Comcast. Somebody's giving you a plot for Luigi's Mansion TV series here. Paging Comcast. Paging Nintendo. Luigi's Mansion TV series right here. Hey, Tara Bowers Jr. Steals. I like this idea. I do.
Because you focus on one. So they're going the New Orleans route, which kind of sort of works for both Florida and California, though it's really California's Haunted Mansion. But that leaves people who have never experienced California's a little bit more out. And
but at this point, if you're just basing on people who've experienced the attraction, that's such a small pool compared to everybody else in the country. I think it. I don't really think it matters where they do it on. Frankly, I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they're just throwing stuff and seeing what works because Jungle Cruise worked.
Well, yeah, but they tried this before. Immediately followed up with Haunted Mansion with Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, we've tried this shit. It doesn't work. You have one that works. Cool, keep it.
Yeah, they gave us Country Bear Jamboree. That film tanked.
Because they abandoned all the heart of our dear bears. They abandoned what they should have and could have done.
The only thing that came out of that Country Bears film was Christopher Walken. That was the only good thing that came from that.
Brian says so.
Yeah,
that's true.
But they abandoned the base plot of they abandoned what they could have done. They just abandoned any hope they would have had. Again, with this, the ride of the story of the attraction. Now, remember, Pirates had no story. You can make up whatever you want. We have two attractions here. One is walking into a performance at Bear Hall, putting the bears back together, wasting that with Big Al and everything. The other one, we actually have a CD that tells the actual factual story of the attraction. Not using it. Now, what the heck do we care? Then why even put it out there? Jungle Cruise has a base story, but nothing like the Haunted Mansion actually factually has a backstory.
The one at really?
Yes.
Gracie.
Oh well,
Gracie,
yeah.
But they have the car breaks down. They go into the mansion. The doors shut behind them. The ghost host speaks. This exists in the world to find.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem I have with this is that, but we have a story.
And just not,
The Like It or Lump It, that Tower of Terror movie, they had a base story to go with.
Right.
They had a base story. They made it around that. The Pirates are the biggest success they've had is Pirates and Jungle Cruise, and they kind of those don't really they have base story. They have base things there. They ran with it. You're a Country Bears and Haunted Mansion. You're abandoning the base plot of what you got.
So the more I think back on the Country Bears movie as best I can, it felt more to me like a hoop-de-doo movie with bears.
Yes. The fact that Big Al's a performer in the show, but here Big Al is just like the old caretaker of the old Bear Hall. It just again, you had something that you could have ran with, and they just I'm not derailing us. You got to pick the right people for the project.
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada the musical didn't pick the right people for the project. It's dead in Chicago. It's tanking. They got to pick Country Bears. Didn't pick the right people. Eddie Murphy's Haunted Mansion. You got to pick the right people for the project. Maybe these are the right people for Haunted Mansion. I'm not saying they are. I'm saying they're not. They aren't. But you have actually something to go with, and you're refusing to acknowledge that.
I just want my Society of Explorers and Adventurers series to happen.
Hey, I'm just going to say, we've all talked around all the Disney park attraction movies, and yet we somehow have not mentioned one at all during all of our talks. One? Shit, it ain't even an attraction. It's a whole damn land. Tomorrowland.
Oh. There's a reason I didn't mention Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It's just there.
It's oatmeal. Sense. It's oatmeal. It'll get you through. It's something to watch, but it's not.
I still don't understand the premise of that Tomorrowland movie. I every time I watch it, I try to figure out, okay, it's got to be something about, the environment or something, because I don't know. It just, that movie was so weird.
I can't think of the author, but it is very reminiscent of the style of science fiction that whoever wrote The Last Minion, that style of science fiction.
Yeah.
I can't think about it. And I'm not talking about the movie because I never saw the movie. I only read the story.
I'm just going to say this. I'd rather watch Metropolis, the original Metropolis. If you know, you know. At least the musical at camp value, but I'd rather watch Metropolis than watch Tomorrowland again. It's a silent film from the 20s.
I can't say anything. Last night I got to pick the movie Meg and I watched, and I watched some rom-com on Netflix, and I laughed myself.
But that's all that matters. It just has to be entertaining. I'll tell you, Uncharted, that's a good entertaining movie. Much better than it had any right to be.
Really?
Between Uncharted and I ended up choosing, because I thought Meg would like it more, it was this Indian rom-com, and it was funny as hell.
That's all it has to. I like that's the thing. Movies just have to be entertaining. That's why by thinking with Tomorrowland, I shouldn't have to think, and it wasn't entertaining. Movies, the whole purpose is to entertain.
Yeah, I was not entertained with Tomorrowland.
No, not at all.
I still don't understand it. I'm going to see it again. But that's just because I want to understand it. But I just thought we've never talked about it, and it just suddenly popped in my head.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that as a full land. That's like almost saying like
I've had dental procedures that were more fun than Tomorrowland.
that's almost
Really?
like Disney coming out saying, "Hey, our next movie is going to be called Fantasyland or like Frontierland or
Yeah,
Adventure."
Tomorrowland's the only land that could be a movie.
They'll
Yeah,
have
they
their,
do have a movie called Frontierland. It's called The Legend of Davy Crockett.
yeah. Now, see, they need to bring that back. They should bring Davy Crockett back.
Oh yes, that's a character that'll go well in today's environment.
Why not?
Considering the rumors of that's why they supposedly want to change the name of the Walt Disney World Resort.
Okay, so Jim Hill spoke on this.
Yeah.
His take on it, I think, is the more accurate.
I can't wait to hear this.
So right now we call it the proper name is the Walt Disney World Resort. 4 words. 4 words nobody ever says.
Yeah.
What does everybody say?
Disney World.
Disney World, 1 word. Like Disneyland.
Right.
That is how the normies talk about it.
My 2 cents here. That's what he wanted. Look, we all like to talk about Walt this, Walt that. Walt would hate this, Walt would want that. That's what he literally wanted. The only reason it's not called that is because he died, and Roy decided I'm gonna honor him and make it the Walt. It wasn't supposed to be. The Disney brothers did this together. That's why it's not the Walt. It's not Walt Disneyland. He was very adamant. We did this. It's not me. I might be the ideas. I couldn't have done it without Roy. It's the Disney brothers. Disney. He wanted to call it Disney World. If he was alive and Roy did that, I'll tell you what. Who would have had a broken nose, a broken orbital, broken nose, and have been had his butt kicked up and down the main street? Roy Disney. Walt would have been pissed.
Yeah.
And I have no problem changing the name to Disney World. In 1 word or 2 words, I don't really care. That's semantics to me. But yes, I'm a Roy fan. I appreciate Roy called it Walt Disney World.
I don't think they're actually going to change the name. I think they're just
It
going to
doesn't
change the
matter.
branding of it.
I don't think they'll change the official name. Just as you said, the branding. It's
Make the signs.
not anything big. Now, what I don't understand, which is there's this sudden railing people have against the Disney adults out there, and
Oh.
I like sit there and go, did you ever listen to Walt talk about his parks? Like everybody, the whole family.
That's actually not just Disney. They're coming after adult fans of people out there. Fans should stop it. They're fans of anything, forgetting that adult fans have money. Young fans don't.
Yeah.
Guess what? If I don't want to go to Disney World, Bella doesn't go to Disney World.
Exactly.
And let me point something else out here. Bella watches everything on streaming. She sees no ads. What's going to make her beg me to take her there? Nothing. So the companies need the adult fans more than ever.
I hate to say it like this. They're looking for the dinks. They're looking for the expended. They're looking for groups. I'm not naming any group in particular other than double income, no kids. But they're looking for groups with tons of expendable income. Again, I'm not singling out any group one way or the other. So don't try to attack us. Don't try to attack me. Don't attack the Diz idiots. I love you all, people. This is not like it, but that's the truth. Most companies right now are attacking the middle. They're attacking middle age and middle age, younger middle age to middle age crowd, because that's where the money is.
That's also where, all the Disney drama that's happened recently, where they're marketing towards the middle age crowd. And I've seen a lot of the older age crowd go, oh, I'm not liking the way Disney's going. I'm boycotting it. Well, I'm sorry you're no longer the target market.
Yeah.
Go ahead, boycott. I'm sorry. Listen.
I want Mr. Scooter.
It's good for your principles. Yeah, it's good for your principles. You want to boycott something? I'm all for you doing it. You should stand your ground. Everyone's got to have a what's the line from the boys? Everyone's got to have something to stand behind. Everyone's got their limits. But if you think your boycott's actually going to work, it's not. People, I'm not going to horror nights because it's just not what it used to be. Yeah, nothing is. When you're filling more fans than you've ever seen before, it's nothing is. Disney changes. I argue this in my own family. The magic's gone. The magic's not gone. Your kids were all older now. It's different kind of magic. It physically can't be because it's not the same crowd. It was a smaller base then. It's grown so exponentially it can't handle that. What you've heard me argue before. Nothing's changed. It's still the same thing. It's still fun. The fun's what you make of it.
Bella has a hell of a lot more fun than I do. And guess what? I had a hell of a lot more fun than my parents did. My mom sat on a bench, drank a Diet Coke, smoked a Parliament 100, and read a book. And when we changed which ride we were on, she changed her bench. But she still had fun because I was having fun.
Exactly. It just that's. Listen, fans are fans. There are limits to that. Don't get me wrong, bronies. I have limits to my how much I'll defend here, but fans are just fans, and fans carry things way too far too.
Oh, I hate the whole thing in fandom where if you don't know this insert obscure reference from season 7, then you're not a true fan. Don't tell me what a true fan is. I may watch it occasionally. I'm a fan. I like it. I haven't memorized everything. Or maybe I fell into a random ADHD hole and I now know every single thing there is to know about Rocco's Modern Life. Okay.
Jokey Chicken? I love Jokey Chicken.
That doesn't make me a bigger fan than anyone else because at the end of the day, I'm never the fan that's going to go to Comic-Con and geek out over these people. That's not me.
Comic-Con was a wake-up the one time I went.
Really?
Oh, God.
Which was it, San Diego or which Comic-Con?
New York, and suddenly I felt normal. I did not feel as unique as everyone's always called me my whole life. I'm like, whoa, what happened? How did I become the average? Whoa, that's not okay. Nope. I need to go back to my small. I'm in the big ocean. I need to go back to my small pond. Up the river I swam. I went to a nearby Broadway theater where all of a sudden I felt better than everybody else for a second.
My favorite thing from very similar is I lost it. Never mind. Go on. This is what happened. I just lost it. It floated away.
It'll come back.
Yeah, maybe. But it's...
Listen, there's nothing wrong. Be like what you like. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like what you like and don't be a dick.
Great motivational quote right there. Great speech. Do what you love doing and don't be a dick.
Do you think? Well, I really don't think anyone can be 100% a dick.
No, unless your name's Richard. Then you have a fairly solid chance of being a dick. Man, that killed the mood.
No, I think we're all thinking if we have anything else. I'm trying to think if there's anything. There was something I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was.
We did magic bands.
There was something I wanted to mention. It was a Disney thing, and I saw it. I was like, oh man, I got to bring that up tonight. And I
was it Doctor Doom related, Marvel related?
Well, I'm getting a little afraid. I don't want to jinx the Doctor Doom stuff, but I'll tell you this much: Wakanda Forever is an open weekend movie now. Listen, I'm not making a comment about any of the rest of the movie, but I want to be in the room where it happens with a fresh group of people. I don't care if it's a Thanos turnaround. I don't care if it's a flash of a cape and a thing of a mask. I just will be happy seeing him. Period.
Do Do you think Doom's mask is made out of vibranium?
Vibranium and never coming off. I think this is going to be like the comics. I think if it comes off, you're seeing from behind, and someone's going to be like disgusted or something whenever it comes. That's what I'm hoping for. I really think this time we're going to get a real, actual, factual Doctor Doom.
Do you think now this is a stretch because he's different?
No,
he's
that's Mr. Fantastic.
That was a good one.
Here all night.
Ulysses Claw. Andy Serkis. I was thinking about this too.
Wasted.
Do you think now Victor Von Doom's a different character, but do you think there could be some sort of tie-in connection with Ulysses Claw at all? Like him working with Doom or something?
Don't. Maybe in one of the multiverses that they're going with here. I don't think there is.
If anything, maybe a pawn for Doom.
Who isn't a pawn for Doom?
And I'm calling it now. Doom is going to be Vader.
What's that?
Doom is going to be Vader.
Oh, yeah.
The actor for Doom will never be on set because it's just going to be a voice actor.
It's a voice actor. I think we're gonna have somebody playing physically. We're gonna have it could be one of the same. They could try to do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think you need to have necessarily a name here. You should use this to make somebody a name. I think it's gonna be we're gonna see him on a throne. We're gonna see him standing over the village at the castle, looking over the village or something. I don't think we're gonna see much, but just knowing. It's just going to be nice to know. We could be 2 years before we see him again. I just want him here. I want all my favorite villains are going to be here once he arrives. We got Kingpin, we got Doom, Electro's out there somewhere. They're all here. They're all finally here.
Even
though the rumors Carrie's voicing MODOK, I'll live. He did find his Robotnik. Whatever.
Wait, what?
Jim Carrey's the rumored to be the voice or
after
MODOK.
Jim Carrey's rumored to be voice of MODOK and Ant-Man?
Yes. No, not in Ant-Man. In multiple films, including Ant-Man.
Well, wait, because I heard there was a theory that what's-his-face, the guy that played the Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man film.
Yeah, this is like this week, this has been everywhere. That's the rumors that Jim Carrey is good. They have obviously he's in the film. People saw him at Comic-Con. We didn't.
Well,
they saw MODOK, but that's the rumor is that it's Jim Carrey.
It's interesting. A few months ago, there was pop-up speculation that Jim Carrey was in talks to play a Marvel role. They didn't specify what role. But apparently people were saying that he was in contact with Marvel to do something upcoming.
Yeah, and then remember also, I'm going to retire now after Sonic the Hedgehog, and we all know that was a bold-faced lie to set up the fact that he's possibly perished at the end of the second movie.
You know, if they open up and they say, hey, Jim Carrey is MODOK, I'm on board.
I'm not a big Jim Carrey fan. I'm also bitter about the TV show. I'm very bitter about the TV show because it was fantastic.
Oh, MODOK?
Yeah.
Was it okay? I still have yet to. Is that on Hulu?
It is. It's such a good show.
Okay.
It ends in a cliffhanger. I'm so sad we're not going to get more because I really loved it. It really was a great show. It was just so much fun.
Well, you know, Kevin was trying to work on this universe, right? Do you guys know? I forget. I think he was because Seth Green was working on Howard the Duck. It was him and the other guy from Robot Chicken. They were supposed to do Howard the Duck. Patton Oswalt had MODOK. And Kevin Smith, what was Kevin doing? He was doing something. Maybe he was co-creating Howard or
I believe he was helping with Howard the Duck.
Like produce Howard the Duck. But they were going to do something what was called the Offenders.
Yes.
Which I thought was awesome.
And I think you can still do that, but that's the going rumors. Jim Carrey is MODOK. I'm not a huge Jim Carrey fan, but he's impressed me with Robotnik. So, and again, MODOK is mostly just someone acting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're going to get this whole origin like they did in the One Avengers video game, where he slowly, which is just borrowing from Spider-Man, but that's another thing altogether.
Well, see, and that's why I thought it was going to be the guy that played the Yellow Jacket from the first Ant-Man film, because he got sucked into the quantum realm. Isn't that how he vanished in the first Ant-Man film? Like he was like
Yes.
So theoretically he could be MODOK trapped in the quantum realm.
It's not impossible. We have seen AIM before, but
Right.
MODOK is exclusive to AIM.
Right.
So it's not impossible. It's just something I prefer him as an actor. But we'll see. I like the character of MODOK, so we'll see how that's gonna play out.
I will say this though, I do like the idea that Doctor Doom is going to be in the last part of Phase 4. Wakanda Forever is the last movie in Phase 4, and what better way than to Phase 5 saying, "Oh, guess what we're starting with? Fantastic Four."
Well, Phase 6.
Phase.
You missed the phase there.
Wait, what? I thought Phase
4 starts Phase 6.
Well, what phase are we in right now?
4.
What does Phase 5 start with?
Phase 5.
Quantum 8? No, Quantum 8.
Although it might be Quantumania.
Is it Ant-Man? Is that?
It might be Quantumania. Yeah. Doom. I've said it before. The rumors are that Doom is the reason Namor is the villain and attacking Wakanda.
As of like what? Doom's manipulating Namor.
Doom's manipulating Doom's being Doom and manipulating everybody around him, because that's literally what he does.
Yeah.
He wakes up in the morning and makes 2 people fight.
At the end of the day, for us, the phases don't matter much. Because all the phases are is Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3.
Pretty much, yeah.
Of the 3-act structure. So, and you think about it, Act 1. Mostly films establishing characters, re-establishing characters. So Act 1, so 1 and 4, that's been their motive. Act 2 is going to be, we're getting there, and it ends with, oh, what's happening?
It's Quantumania, Guardians 3. Quantumania in February, Guardians 3 in May, The Marvels in July, Blade in November, Captain America New World Order in 2024, and Thunderbolts in July 2024.
And then Phase 6 is Fantastic Four.
Phase 6 kicks off with Fantastic Four. That's a rumor Cavill might be up for Mr. Fantastic.
Now, wait a minute. No, because John Krasinski was just on Jimmy Fallon talking about, he was on the show.
No one has been cast. Krasinski's a busy man who likes to feed the flames here, is talking out his butt.
Krasinski is a very talented Tom Holland. But he knows what he's doing. He's pulling the strings.
Krasinski, it's not. Listen, I'm not saying he's not cast. We do not have a cast. It's so, and if they do, it's all behind the scenes. Nothing is official.
You know damn well they're thinking about having him star, produce, and direct the Fantastic Four movie.
I would hope not.
Seriously?
I seriously would hope not.
You would not want
his style.
Bad idea. That's a very bad idea. I think it's a terrible idea. That's giving one-two man way too much power. You need to have a check and balance here. I'm just saying, historically, I think that off the rails.
What I would more see happening is you have him directing, and maybe his alternate universe self appearing, but not as the main Mr. Fantastic.
He's either going to be Mr. Fantastic, the role, directing and making a cameo appearance, or doing that all together. That is a recipe for disaster. That's a surefire way for a bomb. That's a surefire way to F everything completely up. You're giving one too much pen, too much right. You're going to have writers fight. I'm telling you. I've read about it. I've seen it. I've seen it with stage stuff. That is a recipe for disaster. Also, people love this man and his work, and I'm sorry. Quiet Place sucks. Quiet Place 2 sucked. It needed to be said in the universe. Sorry, Krasinski.
That stung a little bit. I was about ready to be on the Krasinski train and just like, man, you really shut that one down.
Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's a recipe. I've read about it. That's a recipe for disaster. You're giving one man way too much power because now we're going to start having a butting of heads. You need to have the checks and balances. You need to have the minds working.
Now, does Sam Raimi write and direct Multiverse and Madness or just direct?
Just direct. I think he had some writing stuff, but remember, that went through a bunch of changes. He came in very late.
See, that's why I'm wondering if John Krasinski maybe not write, but at least direct and or possibly star in it. There's two ways I could see this. If he doesn't direct Fantastic Four, I would like to see him and Emily Blunt play Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic. I don't know. I think the two of them could work as...
That's not happening.
No names.
Emily Blunt's not coming to the MCU anytime soon. She's turned down roles for the MCU before. Only because I only say that because I've mentioned her for roles and other friends of mine have been like, she doesn't want to be in the MCU. I'm like, oh, like she's made comments about now that could be smoke and mirrors, but that's what I hear is listen, I think that would be great. I'm fine with that. Krasinski's a fine actor. It just, again, I just think if they do that, if they have him direct and write,
because
first off, the man's a new Tom Hanks. You're all going to become your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
You're just now all of a sudden now you're gonna start to have a power struggle. Also, he has control over everything. Now you're not gonna have an Emily Blunt there. Now you're gonna have somebody he has to know he can work with and manipulate. Hate to say it that way, but this is how it works.
Yeah, that's
just the industry. I don't mean to burst your bubble there, buddy. I really don't. Other than The Quiet Place, I will hold firm on that one.
God damn it, those were so good.
Yeah, everyone else says that.
That's
like I just watched Prey tonight, and
what'd you think? You didn't care for it.
What? I enjoyed it. It was fine. I don't get this whole it's amazing thing. It's fine. It's a Predator movie.
I mean, I will concur. It's no Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator film. To me, that is always
the problem. That's the problem. Nothing can match the original, and it's actually because of him.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's a different kind of movie. I think it's fine.
I liked how they did the Predator 17-18 storyline. That was cool.
I liked it enough. I liked it. I didn't hate the movie by any stretch. The problem is I was hyped into this and it just didn't reach. I was told it was going to be here when I should have been told it was going to be down here.
I agree.
I came into Uncharted expecting this. I got this and I was extremely happy.
See,
I expected this and I got this.
When I watched Prey, I thought like, yeah, this movie's really good. I'm not saying this is like amazing, but it was for something that comes off of Hulu. I was thoroughly impressed. This is something like what we were having.
And that's why you were thoroughly impressed, because if you paid for this in theaters, I guarantee you disappointment.
Yes, that's full circle. It's that like we're getting this content now on premium subscription services, and I'm like, wow, these companies are definitely stepping up their A game. But you're right. If this was released in the theaters, people would say, I can't believe I wasted my money on that piece of shit.
Well, let me stop you here for a second. Now, I haven't seen it. I'm going to take another guess. Even if it was released on Netflix, you wouldn't have been as happy. Because Hulu does not have the string of successful movies that other streaming services have had.
I'll tell you, I've watched so many stinkers on Hulu, especially horror movies, that I won't watch horror movies that appear exclusively on Hulu. I just won't do it. I've watched too many stinkers. Too many. I agree with you. A lot of it, that to me was a shot across the bow, was saying, this is the future. That's why we're having this here. But it again, because I'm sitting from home, I didn't have to pay extra money for it. It was fine. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I disliked the movie. It just, it's like anything. When I'm overhyped, oh my god, it's amazing, and there's some great cinematography in it. There's some great shots in it. That stuff doesn't matter to me. I'm here to be entertained.
Yeah.
It did its job. It was entertained enough, but I'm not about to sit down and watch it again.
And I only noticed 2 references to the Predator films. There was the girl saying, "If it bleeds, we can kill it." I was like,
Yeah.
okay, call back. Did you notice the flint pistol
Mm-hmm.
and how that's ties into
Mhm.
the second movie? I was like, oh, that's cool.
When they wrote close up on it, I thought that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
a lot of the Predator stuff, Predator is a poor bit. I prefer the Alien movies as a whole. I find them more entertaining. But the problem with Predator is and it's Arnold. Most Predator movies, well, this one, you have so many kills here. Yeah, because most Predator movies are a team. It's a
Right.
8 to 10 person team. There's only so many people to kill. But more than just that, Arnold had a certain thing about him. And one of the best lines of the original film, anybody else cast in that role, we'd be talking differently about Predator. Anybody else cast, the line runs fine. It doesn't. It's the accent that makes "Get to the chopper" such a hit. Other than that, it's "Get to the chopper."
Wait, I got it. He's our Doom. He's our Doom. Get Arnold Schwarzenegger to voice Doom.
It would work. It would work.
I'm behind
I'm
this.
here for. I'm here for the Arnold Schwarzenegger Doom Slayer. I'm here for it. But that's it. Get to the chopper. Anybody.
I'm making this better. Okay, so we know if we get a Guardians 4, we're not getting the original. We're not getting the core group of Guardians we know. Where can we get the matchup we want to see?
The Expendables what?
The Sylvester Stallone's Guardians of the Galaxy. Get Sylvester Stallone in.
Fine, but it wants Stone Cold in it.
Oh!
I want Stallone. I want Arnold. I want Stone Cold.
Wait, Stone Cold as the Thing of Fantastic Four. Cast.
No. If you are if we're going wrestler to be the Thing,
none.
Mark Henry, maybe.
It's just John Cena's voice.
I was just gonna say it's probably.
Here's the thing. With the casting the Thing, I gotta tell you, casting Thing comes down, and the audition should just be simply this: just hand a piece of paper. I want you to call somebody Cupcake and say it's clobbering time. That's it. This is how we're gonna cast you. If you nail these 2, you got the part. That's all.
God damn it! You know who we're looking at then.
What?
Philip Brooks. The man's practiced the line enough. CM Punk. It's clobbering time.
Well, Kevin Feige did say that this will not be an origin Fantastic Four. It's just they said it's going to be a page out of the Spider-Man playbook where it's a chapter in Spider-Man's life and you're in the ride. Like that's it. Like this is it.
The rumor, it's so early. I don't think the rumor was that they're going to be, it's how they get out of this being stuck in the quantum realm. But at this point, who knows? It's not going to be an origin story, but that's it. The big thing is that's with the Thing. That's all it comes down to is it's something hulking, and he speaks in a certain way. He's gravel, he's rough, and it's, hey, listen, Cupcake, and then it's clobbering time. That's it.
Did you guys hear the rumor about Chris Evans? So he's been somewhat hinting. Now, granted, this could just be him stirring the pot.
Just him stirring the pot.
But he's open to the idea of coming back as the Human Torch.
Yeah, but not in the Fantastic Four movie as the hero Human Torch. If anything, it would be a variant.
Right, or something.
You have to say that for any of these movies now, you can get a variant.
It's going to be a variant. It's going to be a multiverse doppel, whatever you want to call it. Variant variant's our word we're using, right?
Yeah, variants.
Yeah, it's going to be a variant. That would be fine. There's nothing wrong with that as an Easter egg, mainly because it's just that's the question. What age are we going with here?
Right.
Theoretically, we could have him as a contemporary of Spider-Man. He's done that. It depends on what they want to do here. I doubt it. I'm not saying they're going that way. I'm just saying there's depends on how they want to do the character.
And you never know. They could decide to fuck with us all. And you have Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, God.
Chris Evans as the Human Torch. Yeah, Halle Berry for some reason as Sue Storm. And
I'm just going to say, what's Michael Chiklis doing these days?
Yeah, and bring back Michael Chiklis.
What's Michael Chiklis doing? Why not? He got it. He's perfect. What's he doing these days? Come on.
Like, they could just make, like, that's the thing. They could just say, yeah, you do. Oh, let's bring in that one person from the Fantastic Four movie nobody saw because we never released it because it's that much hot garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, it just, the casting at this point, they're going to start casting more no names, hopefully. But we'll see.
Well, I think for the kind of contracts they want, 6-9 film contracts out of these people, names are going to get too expensive.
Timing, timing of things is going to be down to the issue.
They'll probably pick up, like, let's see here. They got Chris Hemsworth. They'll probably get Liam Hemsworth. They'll probably get one of the younger Hemsworth brothers to save cost.
The Uber driver Hemsworth.
Yeah, it just in general, things start selling themselves. You don't need to have so and so as. Just in general, I'm getting tired of having these names around. Personally, names bring attitude.
Yeah.
I don't mind having a big name for, like, the big bad or the linchpin.
Right.
So, in the Phase 1, I did not mind having Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man as the linchpin. Also because, he was the first movie and kind of set everything off. But you don't need every character to be a name. Every film to have people that are names. Unless it's a character like the Guardians of the Galaxy, where nobody knows the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you need names to get people.
Perfect example. Our linchpin villain, they're making Jonathan Majors is going to be a name after this. What has he really done other than now he's Kang? And I like that. But you're right. It's going to be your big thing. Is going to be a linchpin. I agree. That's the way to go about this. You're going to void contracts. You're making them the name.
And it's why Schwarzenegger works as Doom. He's a name you can attach to it. He just has to voice act.
Schwarzenegger, the only reason he doesn't work as Doom is, well, the accent.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you say that's the new accent.
I want the Fantastic Four cast.
I also think he's of the age he may not want to, but who knows?
He may want to, as under the guidance of he only voice acts.
It would be his redemption from playing Mr. Freeze.
That's not his fault. He did a great job as Mr. Freeze. That's not his fault.
He's the good thing of that movie.
They failed him.
I know.
He did the part perfectly. He was
Joel
a
Schumacher.
Mr. Freeze.
That was a Joel Schumacher call.
Oh, they failed him miserably. Mr. Freeze. That's another like Batman. Batman villains that need redemption on film. Mr. Freeze is such a good story.
Let's
Why?
kill the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Why do we have to botch these things, folks?
Because Batman only gets to fight the Riddler and the Joker anymore.
We at least have a good Penguin now.
Speaking of Batman, thoughts on this Joker sequel / music?
You expected something good out of that one?
You really thought a movie I truly did not like, and that you want to talk over hyped?
I look for a musical. I thought maybe Bruce would go in with an open mind with Lady Gaga.
We don't have no. First, I'm glad it's a musical because she can sing. Can't act, but she can sing.
That's probably why it's a musical.
I have here.
Hold on, where is
We
it?
had a movie that we promise they just like this. We promise it's not canonical. We promise. Now it's hard to say what they're doing because now that they want to say they were starting the Disney cinematic, the DC cinematic universe. Wow, I was a slip of the tongue. But we promise it's not canonical. Oh, it's a hit. Well, it's actually what inspires the Joker. We're making it canonical now. Oh, there's going to be a sequel, and she's going to be Harley. Why?
There we go.
Why?
Look, you want the Joker sequel? I'll give it to you. I've sent it to you guys already. We got to stop with the over-the-top Jokers. Just give us Sacha Baron Cohen in the brightest purple outfit you can have, and let him do his thing.
It's just let Mark Hamill go. Just do it. Just let Mark Hamill go. Mark Hamill, Tara Strong, you're welcome. We're all happy. Every one of us is happy.
I'm picturing Mark Hamill. Actor Mark Hamill there.
Yeah, you know what though? Stranger Things that happen. Why not? What you got to lose?
Look, it's the DC universe. They ain't got anything to lose. What is this? The third time they're canceling everything and rebooting it?
And are they? But that's the thing. Are they canceling it? It sounds like they're not. So who knows?
So the Flash film is still coming out, and I just read an article about this whole with the president of Discovery. And,
They're all
and
coming
time.
out.
Well, no, they said Batgirl is canceled.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Batgirl. I'm talking about like made movies.
That was made.
Yeah, Batgirl.
In the can.
I'm talking about made in the canonical. This is Batgirl's introduction. I'm talking about Aquaman, Flash, and there was another one.
Shazam, they pushed that back.
Shazam. I'm talking about those three. Flash, we've had an introduction to the character. Aquaman is a sequel. Shazam's a sequel. I'm talking about Batgirl. I'm not counting because, yes, Batgirl was made, and I bet it's not nearly as bad as they say, but that was our introduction to Batgirl.
I want somebody who's seen the Batgirl movie to just give me one simple answer. On the scale of Elektra to Catwoman, where does it fall?
Probably better than both.
Yeah.
It has to be. Come on.
Like, to be the worst comic book film out there.
Green Lantern. Listen, I agree.
Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh my God. So wrong. But I agree with Kevin Smith. It was a bad look. You're canceling the Latina Batgirl movie. That's a bad look.
Mm-hmm.
You test screened it with who?
We test screened it in Kansas.
That's the thing. They test screened it with who? You're not saying we test screened it for months and no one liked it. And I can say, hey, they tried it.
If they test screened it in SoCal and it didn't do well, I can believe that then.
A lot of this comes down, and it's with something I heard when somebody mentioned Pray to Me about why did it come out in theaters. A lot of this comes down to contracts. Now, the contracts were written to release, and they have no choice. Then just rework the contract and release it on freaking HBO Max, for Christ's sake. But that's, I mean, these back to the point of the Flash. I know the DC president said he loved the Flash.
He actually loved everything that said Zack Snyderverse. He feels that is actually the true cinematic universe for DC.
Toe the line. That he tried to change the line there, but it just. Do these matter though? Now we have movies, and I've heard that people with test screening of Aquaman, there's a Michael Keaton scene that doesn't make sense now because it comes out before the Flash.
See, they're just setting up the Keaton verse. Give me the Keaton verse. Everything with Michael.
Let's face it. This is very.
DC, I think, works better, which is shocking considering, they have the OG team-ups. They work better not as a cohesive universe.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the team that doesn't get along works better in the same universe. The team that's supposed to get along perfectly doesn't. Frankly, this is all very simple, and I don't know why they want to restart. Maybe I've said this for a while now. Just do Crisis. You fix everything in one movie.
I guess
there's one thing that needs to be fixed in the whole DC universe. It is the fact that Gotham and Metropolis should not be New York City and Hoboken. It needs to be New York and Chicago or something. They can't be next to each other. It makes no sense that way.
It doesn't make sense. It's one of those, you fixed it. Your comics literally did this to fix everything. Why aren't you just going to do that? But that's what I'm questioning here is they say they want to start over, but we have 3 movies that are guaranteed to come out.
Well, and here's the thing, though. They want to start over. And at this point, start over implies reboot everything. How many people want to see a different Superman? How many people want to see a new Batman character? How many people want, they have rebooted these characters because for years, all they did was make Superman and Batman movies. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, are going to have 2 Batmen because, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, Robert Pattinson's not involved.
With
the DC universe. I thought his Batman was a separate universe altogether.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
So we're already going to have 2 Batman. Who knows? It's all about contracts if Cavill and Affleck are going to re-sign up. The only thing I know is they announced also Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's...
done.
Yeah. The Robert Pattinson, I think he signed on for a trilogy, but that's it. There's no expanded universe or anything like that. It's just that Matt Reeves wants to do a trilogy of this.
Yeah, and I know they want to do
realism
TV show.
I am going to say something here because I find it's very important. They're looking at a 10-year window to create their universe, and they best get to figuring out their universe and getting it not centered around Batman and Superman. between 2031 and 2035, they're public domain.
Oh shit. Yeah, just Batman and Superman.
Hey, hold on. That's what I have listed here. But I'm going to make this worse. For Warner Brothers, the Looney Tunes enter the public domain in that time frame too.
What?
Yo.
Everyone's all sitting here quaking boots that in 3 years Mickey Mouse is entering the public domain.
I knew that Mickey's in public domain soon too, but still.
I thought it was just Steamboat Willie Mickey.
Yes, and that these will be by year that version of the character. So you'll get everyone introduced in Batman, Detective Comics 1, and Adventure Comics 1. Like that first year, and then the next year you get the next version. Also, Disney's Snow White will enter the public domain. All in that time frame. That's going to be some big time. And if I was Warner Bros., if I was DC Universal, I would not be wanting to have those 2 characters being the linchpin of my universe.
But the possibilities here, just think for a second. Superman can kill people. So Emperor Superman. Batman can kill people. Just the just hear me out. Hear me out. Pooh, Blood and Honey. We have Pooh, Blood and Honey coming. Now we can have Steamboat Willie. Just hear me out. The possibilities here are good. Elmer Fudd can finally kill Bugs and Dav. I'm just hear me out. We have something here. Just hear me out. Is this really that bad? Wouldn't you like to see Snow White murdering all of the dwarves?
Yes.
Also now called the Snow White and the Seven Horrors, but this is not the point. I'm just saying, is this really going to be as bad as we think it is? Steamboat Killy? Pete's going in an oven. Pete's going right in, head first, legs kicking as he's burning.
He starts whistling while he's cooking them.
Yeah, I'm just saying the possibilities here. The moment Winnie the Pooh gone, Pooblim, honey. I'm just saying. This is a moment in time. Mortal Kombat can finally actually have Batman,
Disney characters,
Batman and Superman in it.
Oh, that too.
Just like from the actual games.
Yeah.
We have a moment in time here. Horror movie villains can fight each other. I really think the public domain's about to save our lives.
Maybe.
So, Batman is officially 2033. Captain America is 2036. They have not made this easy to search.
Okay, so 2037, we have the Wolfenstein crossover of BJ Blazkowicz and Captain America. Continue. You're laughing. You're laughing. Tell me you wouldn't watch that.
I would.
I want the game.
What?
Make it a game.
Oh, well, it's going to be both. I mean, come on. What kind of monster do you think I am?
I'm trying to read this as best I can. And sadly, there is like no definitive list. It sounds like some characters we've discussed are already in the public domain and just nobody's done a damn thing with them.
Just because something's in the public domain doesn't mean it's worth doing.
Yeah, but God, stop giving me articles. Give me a list.
If I may do a Simpsons in here, Homer's singing, I've been working on the railroad. Why are you singing that? Because it's in the public domain.
I am trying to figure out, because I read something, though I find it harder to believe, when I was trying to find out when Iron Man enters the public domain, which there's nothing on that, so that's still, I know it's a later character. When does Marvel's first Batman enter the public domain?
But yeah, I didn't. That makes sense of why they have a 10-year plan to like get this up and running. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Also, if you think about it, not that long ago, Marvel pulled all Fantastic Four merchandise that we assumed was related to the Miles Teller Fantastic Four. I don't know. I'm just trying to speculate here what's going on.
How long do these things usually last?
Public domain's like 100 years.
100? Hold on.
It's like 98 and a half or something.
It was 61 was the first appearance.
Oh, so wait a ways. We're talking 1930s still for characters. 1930s, early 1940s. So 20 more years till the Fantastic Four enters. Marvel has a slight leg up. They started later than DC.
It's not that they necessarily started. If DC had a plan from the get-go that seemed to stick, they just rushed it. That's all. They truly just rushed this. They wanted to get out. They wanted to compete right away instead of saying, "Hey, we're going to pull back and wait."
No, we're going to do things our way. We're going to. And they can't stick to the plan.
You killed Superman so early. You used that card so early. I mean, Christ.
It took Marvel like 20 years to kill Iron Man. And he's probably not dead.
And all they have to do, all Chris Evans has to do is say, I want to back in as Captain America.
Yeah.
This is a comic book storyline here.
Yeah.
I have America's ass. I mean, that's America's ass that
Okay.
I just want to see the storyline done on screen where Captain America's really the sleeper head of Hydra the whole time.
I have a,
I also want to see Spider-Man be Dr. Octopus, but that's just personal.
I have a variant storyline to propose and an actor to give you for it. Give us evil Tony Stark. Who do you have for Tony Stark in this? Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He's better than you, and you know it.
I don't hate it.
Young, cocky, rash, actually can act.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm with you. I don't hate it.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, Brian.
He's a wrestler, and he's a wrestler in need of a career.
Who is it?
His name is MJF. It's Maxwell Jacob Friedman's his legal name.
I knew who he was talking about the moment he said Maxwell. I was like, oh, got it. MJF.
Yeah, I only know a few wrestlers. I don't know the whole.
This is AW. This kid is like 24 and
Lightning in a bottle.
Really?
The guy look up his promos, amazing on the mic, and this isn't a work. What was it? 2 months ago, did a shoot on his company, and he hasn't been on TV since.
And it's either the company it could be a work, and they're doing it very, very well. But
it's a work. It's one of the best ever.
Merchandise, having Warner Discovery pull them out of every piece of advertisement for the show they had. Because he literally went up there and told them to go fuck themselves. All the executives were there that night.
Fired.
Be ashamed if something were to happen.
He literally was yelling, "Fire me!"
Yeah, he's the only wrestler while Vince was still working for WWE that I heard wanting to leave AEW and go back to WWE. Go to WWE. But, did you see that? I think we just jumped the shark.
Just jumped the Sharknado. No, that's announcing a Pac-Man live-action movie coming, which they did. Nah, that's jumping the shark.
And I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my
Battleship movie.
I'm still waiting for my Mario trailer with the A-list group of Chris Pratt as Mario, and
is that coming soon?
Yeah, next year.
No, I meant the trailer.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Oh, I thought you meant like it's actually coming like within a few days.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it did. Comes out April 7th of next year.
Might as well be in 2025.
Chris Pratt's Mario.
Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong. That's the only two I know.
Charlie Day is Luigi. Jack Black is Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong. Sebastian Maniscalco is Spike. And Anya Taylor-Joy is Princess Peach.
You have one Italian there, and he's not Mario.
I just don't see it. I just don't see what they're.
It's got to be voices. It's got to be animation.
Well, it's animation, but I just don't hear it. Like Charlie Day.
I can see Charlie Day doing with maybe some slight voice mods. But how do you put Sebastian Maniscalco on here and not make him Mario?
Who's Maniscalco again?
Spike.
Okay, I believe I believe he's supposed to be. I think this starts with Wrecking Crew. I believe he's the boss.
If you were going to make him a bad guy, make him Wario.
No, not a bad guy. I just think he's their boss with Wrecking Crew. Like I don't think I don't know if they're plumbers when this starts. I think they're Wrecking Crew. I think he's supposed to be like the Wrecking Crew boss.
He's such a good New York Italian brother.
Yeah, he'd be a good Wrecking Crew boss. I'm not saying he's in the movie only a little bit. I'm just saying I think that's how they're going because I saw him in an interview saying something like, "Yeah, I'm their boss."
I'm going to cast my bet though. Teaser trailer drops Thanksgiving Day football games.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's Illumination, so it's definitely it's animation.
Oh no, we knew it was animated.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. All I hear is
Do you remember the Donkey Kong TV show?
Vaguely.
Do either of you remember it? I reference it occasionally with. I just don't ask how I remember this. They had a character who calls Eddie the mean old Yeti. Don't ask how I remember that. I have no idea.
I remember the Mario cartoon as a kid.
Because the Mario cartoon was good.
Captain Lou
Albano. The Mario cartoon was good.
Yeah.
The Donkey Kong show was not. But that's, I mean, I think it'll be better than that. But again, I'm just not, like, Jack Black as Bowser, I'm not hearing it. Then again, unless it's voice modded. Because Borderlands, Jack Black's Claptrap, but Claptrap has a specific, very specific speech pattern.
Right.
Makes me think he's just recording the lines and they're voice modding it. I think it's Jack Black and he's just going to lower his voice and they're going to mod it to sound, well, let's face it, who wants to hear Bowser talk the way he does in the games? In the TV show, he talked and it was fine. Those who Koopa run away and live to Koopa another day.
Yeah.
Don't ask how I remember this because I have no idea either. I'm impressing myself here.
Oh my god.
Oh, this.
This just needs to come up every now and then. I bring you your new Mario universe. Look,
Listen, it can't be any worse than the Bob Hoskins movie.
This is like Thriller.
Careful, Michael Jackson's gonna come out of the ground and beat you. Is that a Dodongo? No, it's a Lizard. No, it's not a Dodongo. It's a Lizard.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Papa Gannon!
What is with the dancing? That's so random.
I wish I was high for that. I mean,
Oh my god.
sorry, we're talking about all this old Mario stuff, and I'm like, ooh, that Zelda commercial.
listen, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. They swear you're gonna love Chris Pratt, so
It's Chris Pratt. I mean,
I think this is all just they apparently want to set a whole universe here, which is fine because I'm just waiting for the Rabbids and the Minions to meet, and that's it.
hey, if this Nintendo Mario movie kicks off that epic universe, I'm sure they'll, with Universal, they'll do something.
Yeah, when Epic Universe opens up when we're 89.
I'm going to say something here. Maybe they have Chris Pratt slated to be Mario so that they're not called racist for however the depiction of an Italian voice they do would be.
Charles Martinet's still alive, so. But again, who wants to hear him speak for a whole movie? Considering his lines are woohoo.
I'm still amazed. People are like, wait, their last name's Mario? Yeah. Don't call yourselves the Steven Brothers. No, go by your last name.
Mario Brothers. The one just happens to be Mario.
Yeah.
And
as long as we get a Mario Kart movie, so we can have Toad just yahoo.
Toad should be where he belongs, permanently stuck in the walls.
Who?
Toad.
Oh boy.
Can you imagine Charlie Day in a Luigi's Mansion movie?
Yes. I love Luigi.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like Charlie Day is Luigi. I could actually see that in his own
And that's
movie.
what I don't mind.
I'm a Luigi's Mansion fan.
See,
though.
I have a feeling. God, I hope it's not the case because wasn't Charlie Day in the Lego movie? Yeah, he was. He was the astronaut Lego.
Yeah.
I feel like this Mario film might be the Lego movie again.
He just has the thing with Charlie Day is that all of them, they have a very distinctive voice.
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm just trying to, and I could be so wrong. I'm trying to picture the voices, and I only hear Charlie Day and Chris. I hear like the guy. He was the astronaut spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
Charlie Day.
He yelled,
Spaceship!
I was more asking. He yelled something in the movie. What was it?
Spaceship! Yeah, spaceship!
Actually, I can hear him. Ghosts. Ghosts would have to be ghosts.
All right, well, I'm getting off here. I have training tomorrow. I have to be at work, so I'm getting off.
Training. I got to bring my to school in the morning. I think that is a good hopping off point.
Yeah.
So, until next time, we're the Idiots. We're the idiots, so you don't have to be. And please tune in to the dumbest Disney podcast in all of Disney podcasting.